Unbelievable. Are you seriously calling yourself my sister? How could you do something like this?
Excuse me, but who are you?
Don't even try to play dumb with me. I know you were supposed to attend the wedding. I heard all about it, but then you canceled last minute? That is just beyond rude. There is a limit to how disrespectful someone can be, and you've crossed it. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it was for the bridal party? You've humiliated everyone.
I'm sorry, but I really don't know who you are. I honestly have no idea what wedding you're even talking about. Are you sure you haven't mistaken me for someone else?
Excuses. Is that all you have? You're really going to stand there and pretend like this has nothing to do with you? You abandoned your own sister's wedding. Your only sister, by the way. Canceling on such an important day at the last minute. It's the worst thing anyone could possibly do. I am telling you this, I'll never forgive you for this. You'd better apologize immediately. Get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness in front of all the guests.
I don't have a sister, though.
What are you talking about?
I'm an only child. I've never had a sister, so I don't understand what's going on here at all. And another thing, where did you even get my contact information?
From Dad. I got it from Dad's phone. Your number was saved in there.
Wait, your dad's phone? I don't mean to be rude, but could you tell me your father's name? I think there's been a misunderstanding. Dad, do you have a moment right now?
Bailey, what's wrong? Did something happen?
Actually, it's a little complicated right now.
I see. Is it serious?
Well, I just attended a wedding, and I think this might be related to that.
A wedding? What's going on?
It's about something that happened at the wedding, and I think I might have gotten caught up in a misunderstanding.
What do you mean? Explain it to me. So it was Mammy who contacted you out of nowhere? Is that why she was so angry?
Yeah, but Dad, what's going on here? I need you to explain this to me. When did you even get remarried?
I'm really sorry. It's my fault for not telling you earlier. I remarried about a year after the divorce. I couldn't bring myself to tell you, especially since I had already left your mother under those circumstances. I didn't know how to explain it.
Dad, you don't have to apologize for that. Honestly, I don't think you left Mom in the way you're imagining. She wasn't in a good place back then. No matter what you said or did, she was convinced you were cheating on her. You leaving was probably the best decision for everyone at the time. Besides, you've always been there for me. Even after starting a new family, you've supported us so much. I mean, you even covered half of Mom's medical expenses. That's not something most people would do.
It's not that impressive. I wasn't there for you during the hardest times, so that was the least I could do. I had to take responsibility for my choices. Honestly, though, I was lucky that my new partner was understanding. Most people would have found it unacceptable.
Didn't that cause any problems between you and her? I imagine most people wouldn't want to deal with something like that.
There were definitely conversations, but we reached an agreement. I also made sure our household didn't suffer financially because of it. To be completely honest, I even considered bringing you to live with me, but in the end I thought you'd say no.
You're right, I probably would have refused.
You were always so considerate of your mom. You've grown into such a kind and thoughtful person.
Well, I'm your daughter after all, but now I understand that I have a half-sister. That much makes sense. What I don't understand is how I ended up involved in her wedding. I never agreed to attend, and I definitely didn't say I'd be there.
This is where things get complicated. Your grandfather, my dad, took it upon himself to respond on your behalf. He assumed that as her older sister, you'd naturally attend the wedding.
Oh, so that's why Mommy thought I was coming. That explains a lot.
I'm really sorry about this. I tried to explain to her that it wasn't true, but she wouldn't listen to me.
Wait a second, Dad. Mommy told me I should get down on my knees and apologize in front of everyone for missing the wedding.
What?
Yeah, she came at me really aggressively. Honestly, she seems like an intense person. Are you okay, Dad?
Well, to be honest, it hasn't been easy.
What do you mean?
After everything that happened with your mom, I swore I'd never abandon my family again. I've tried to face Mammy head on and be there for her as much as I can, but she's become more difficult over time. Even as an adult, she hasn't grown out of her fixation on family. She clings to the idea that family should always stick together no matter what. That's probably why she said those things to you, because you're her half-sister by blood.
Why does she cling so much to this idea of family?
It started when she was working as a model. There was a time when she was betrayed by some of her colleagues and friends at her agency. Since then, she's had this belief that family is the only thing you can truly rely on. She thinks family members should always honor each other's requests no matter what.
That's pretty extreme, Dad. This must be exhausting for you.
It is what it is. I couldn't help her change that mindset, and that's on me. I'm sorry, Bailey. I never wanted you to be dragged into this. I'll handle things with Mommy from here on out, so don't worry about it.
Dad, don't overdo it. You have a bad habit of trying to take everything on by yourself. You don't have to shoulder this alone. Let me talk to Mommy too. Maybe I can help. Mommy, I've heard everything from my father. You and I are half-sisters, isn't that right?
That's correct. So why didn't you come to my wedding even though I heard you were going to attend?
About that, Father said he clearly denied it. But more than that, could you please treat him a little more kindly?
What? Where did that come from?
I know it might be unpleasant to hear this all of a sudden, but my father tends to take everything on by himself. You, being someone who spends more time with him than I do, must know this about him.
And what about it? You understand, don't you? People outside of family, they only ever think about themselves. That's why they betray others without hesitation. You can't trust anyone but family. Blood ties are the only thing that matters because they're absolute.
Does being a father mean he can be treated however you want him to be treated, just because he's someone you see as your parent?
And you, as an older sister, should listen to what your younger sister says.
We don't even know each other. In fact, you got my contact information by snooping through Dad's phone without permission, didn't you? I have no obligation to listen to you. Blood ties aren't everything.
Shut up! Blood ties are everything. There is no bond stronger than blood. In the end, outsiders are just outsiders. People without blood ties will betray you in an instant. And don't get high and mighty with me, especially when you're just a cast-off child.
Mommy.
Do you even realize what you've done? Oh, now you get it, don't you? This is what happens when you make me angry. If you've learned your lesson from now on, you'll do as I say. This is your punishment for lecturing me, your little sister, despite being nothing more than a cast-off child.
Punishment? Are you serious? I can't believe this. First, you somehow found out where I live. Then you suddenly show up, throw garbage all over my place, and leave. Now you're back, dumping your trash again? It's beyond unacceptable.
Shut up! Someone like you, who was abandoned by your father, living in a detached house, it's infuriating.
Abandoned?
That's right. You should just keep quiet and do as I say. After all, I'm the real daughter here. I'm more important.
I've called the police.
What?
What you're doing is nothing more than harassment and vandalism. I tried to tolerate it, thinking it would spare our father the trouble. I figured that even though we've never met, we are technically sisters, but I've reached my limit. You're going to face the consequences of your actions.
Oh, really? And what are you going to do?
Your father is my father, too. I won't forgive anyone who causes him pain.
What a dramatic statement. You sound ridiculous. Besides, the police won't intervene in family matters. Civil disputes are none of their business.
Keep acting smug if you want. It won't last long.
What are you talking about? What on earth have you done? Do you realize the trouble you've caused me? Going as far as contacting my agency. Unbelievable! Of course they asked me about it.
A model of theirs threw garbage at my house. Is that really the kind of person you want representing your agency? That's essentially what I told them. You're supposed to be a model, aren't you? And not just any model, you're signed with an agency. That means everything you do reflects on their image.
Thanks to you running your mouth, they decided I was a liability and dropped me from all my contracts. What do you have to say for yourself?
What do I have to say? All I can suggest is that you reflect on your actions.
What?
You've got it all wrong, completely backwards. You claim that because I'm the older sister, I should always listen to what my younger sister says. But being an older sister doesn't mean I blindly follow you. It means I call you out and guide you when you're wrong. Being protected isn't the only privilege of being the younger sibling, you know.
Don't give me that nonsense. Take back what you said and fix this. I want my job back. We're blood-related family, aren't we? How could you treat me like this? You're so cold-hearted.
Cold-hearted? I don't think so. After all, people without blood ties are just strangers, right? And by that logic, you and I are strangers too. If I'm being cold to you, you have no right to complain.
What are you saying? Strangers? What do you mean by that?
Let me spell it out for you. Your father and I aren't blood-related. My mother remarried, and that's how I became part of this family. In other words, I'm what you'd call a stepchild. If we're talking strictly about blood, your father isn't my biological father. But I still see him as my dad, and I won't let anyone deny that.
Wait a minute. So you're saying we aren't related by blood?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Then you're just an outsider. People without blood ties are strangers after all.
Blood ties don't matter. What matters is the bond you build with someone. I see him as my father, and he sees me as his daughter. That's enough for me. I want to protect him. And as for you, you've been causing him nothing but pain, and I can't forgive you for that. Do whatever you want, but don't think you'll get away with it. I'll make sure you face the consequences of your actions.
What's the meaning of this? Are you kidding me? Compensation, damages, what is this nonsense?
It's exactly what it sounds like, a rightful claim for the harassment you inflicted on me. Let me lay it out for you. You demanded an apology from me on my knees. You even threatened me, telling me to obey you. These actions caused me significant emotional distress, so I filed for damages. And let's not forget the physical damage. You threw garbage and paint at my house, so now I need to have the exterior repainted. Naturally, you're responsible for covering the costs.
This is ridiculous. Who asks for compensation over a fight between siblings?
You've already said it yourself. We're not blood related. That makes us strangers. And a stranger throwing trash and paint at someone's house? Of course you'd have to pay for it. You're not a child. It's time you learn to take responsibility for your actions.
I refuse. Why should I pay you a single cent? If we were family, maybe I'd consider it, but for a stranger? Not a chance. Not even a single penny. Dad, please do something. Some complete stranger is trying to extort money from me.
It's not extortion, Mommy. You're simply being held accountable for what you've done. You need to take responsibility and pay for the damages caused by your actions.
What? Damages? What are you even talking about?
I know everything. I heard about the harassment, the mess you made at her house, and all the trouble you've caused. Don't try to deny it. It's too late for that. And let me be clear, I'm not going to help you this time.
Why not? Isn't helping each other what families are supposed to do? When someone's in trouble, aren't we supposed to stand together?
Listen, Mommy, both you and Bailey are important to me. You're both my daughters, and I care about you deeply. That's why I can't take sides in this situation.
What are you even saying right now? How can you not take sides?
It's simple. A father's role isn't to blindly support one child while ignoring the truth. A good parent acknowledges what's right and wrong, even when it's hard. And in this case, you're the one who's in the wrong. I've tried to guide you so many times before, but it seems my words haven't gotten through to you. You've left me no choice but to let you face the consequences of your own actions.
This is absurd. She's not even your real daughter. She's just some stranger with no blood ties to us. And now you're prioritizing her over me, your actual daughter? This is beyond belief.
Mommy.
I don't need a family like this.
Wait, what did you just say?
I said I don't need a family that prioritizes strangers over their own blood. If you care more about her than me, then you're no father of mine. Stop pretending to be my father. It's disgusting.
Mommy, I see. You really hate it when I act like your father, don't you?
Of course I do. You clearly care more about that unrelated girl than your own flesh and blood. You are not my father. I don't need someone like you in my life.
I understand. If that's how you feel, I won't force myself to stay where I'm not wanted. I'm sorry for making you feel this way, Mommy.
Dad, where are you? Mom isn't home either.
You said you didn't need a father who prioritizes strangers, didn't you? That's why I've decided to leave. Your mother also feels that she's had enough. We've both agreed to disappear from your life. You're on your own now, Mommy. Please take care of yourself and stay healthy.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it. I was just joking. You're not seriously abandoning me, are you? We're family. You can't just leave me like this.
Being family doesn't give you a free pass to do whatever you want, Mommy. Just as children and parents can't always fully understand each other, being family doesn't erase individuality. Whether someone is family or a stranger, they deserve respect. If you can't treat others with basic decency, even your family will turn their backs on you. That's how the world works, and deep down, I think you've always known that. Mommy, you need to take a hard look at yourself and change your ways. If you don't, you'll end up isolated and alone. This is my final piece of advice as your father. Take care of yourself, Mommy.
Wait, Dad, don't go. Dad? Hey, Dad, please answer me.
Mommy, have you taken even a moment to reflect on your actions? You barged into my house, and yet your father wasn't even here. But you went so far as to break the window and enter unlawfully. That is trespassing. You are well aware that breaking into someone's home, causing a ruckus, and hurting others in the process is a crime. Not to mention that you caused a scene and injured a police officer. So I'm left wondering, what exactly did you hope to achieve by all this?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! It's all your fault. Everything that happened is all your fault. If it weren't for you, I could have stayed with my family living a happy and peaceful life.
Oh, really? Is that truly the case? Now, just take a look at your life. Look at what's happened. Do you still have a family? Can you really say that?
What?
Your father and mother, they both left. They left you. And your husband, well, he finally realized just how violent you are and decided that he couldn't stay. He filed for divorce, and now look at you. You're alone. You're by yourself. You have no family around you, and you certainly don't have anyone who wants to be around you. Whether someone is family or not, people are much less likely to want to be near someone like you. If you didn't want to be abandoned, if you didn't want to end up alone, then you had only one choice: change yourself. You can't keep behaving like this.
Stop lecturing me! You have no right to do that. You're nothing but a stranger to me. How dare you act like you understand me?
Maybe it's time for you to really reflect. You should spend some time alone and think carefully. It's the least you can do. If you're even the slightest bit sincere in realizing your mistakes, perhaps you can start changing. But that's something I can only hope for. If not, then you'll just continue making the same mistakes.
Please, big sis, help me. I can't take it anymore. I am done. It's too much. I'm so lonely.
I can't believe you're calling me your big sister all of a sudden. I'm just a stranger to you, Mommy. We don't even share blood, so why are you calling me your sister?
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It's just, I can't stand it anymore. Being home alone all the time is just too much. I can't handle it. I'm not able to take care of anything around the house, and I lost my job. Everything is falling apart around me. I'm so sad. I can't take being alone anymore. Please. I can't do this by myself. I don't want to be alone.
You're the one who pushed everyone away. You're the one who caused this, Mommy. Don't act surprised now. This is the outcome of your own actions. Don't you see that?
No, that's not true. This isn't what I wanted. I never wanted to be alone like this. I didn't ask for this.
You've had so many people supporting you, but every single time you only took from them and never gave anything back. You always pushed people away. You didn't trust anyone. You just used people, and now look where you are. Now you're all alone, and you've only got yourself to blame. It's not anyone else's fault but yours.
Okay, maybe you're right, but I did all of that because I trusted the people who were close to me. I believed in them. That's why I did what I did. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone.
Trust? You think you understand what trust was? Do you even know the meaning of that word?
Huh?
Trust is not the same thing as just believing someone will do what you want. Trust is something that is earned, something built through time and communication. You can't just blindly believe someone without really getting to know them, without sharing real experiences. That's not trust, that's credit. You were just relying on other people to meet your needs, but you weren't really trusting them as individuals. And because you didn't take the time to build any real trust, you ended up pushing everyone away. That's why things turned out the way they did.
So what do you want me to do now?
What you need to do now is learn how to trust others, to accept them for who they are, and understand that family isn't everything. There are so many other people in the world who can offer you the same love and support, but the problem is, Mommy, I don't think you can do that. Why? Because you've already gone and begged your own family, even kneeling down to ask for forgiveness. That's not the behavior of someone who truly understands trust. You only learned too late. I tried to warn you before. I tried to stop you from making these mistakes, but you didn't listen, and now it's too late.
Please don't leave me alone. I'll change, I promise. I swear I'll be different. I'll make things right. Just don't leave me, please.
You're asking for too much. You've hurt so many people, Mommy. You've betrayed everyone who cared for you. You think just saying you'll change is enough? It's not. You have to show it. You have to prove it. And until you start taking responsibility for all the damage you've caused, you just can't expect people to forgive you. You've got to reflect on your actions and start living on your own. That's the only way you'll grow as a person. This is the last time I'm going to say this as your older sister. I'm not going to keep bailing you out. Mommy ended up divorcing her husband and was abandoned by her family. This was the culmination of a series of events that, over time, led to her isolation. It's hard to imagine what someone must go through to reach such a place of loneliness, but from what I've heard, the process was neither easy nor quiet. The wedding, of course, was the breaking point. It's strange to think about it now, but at the time, it was the event that set everything in motion. I had decided not to attend her wedding, not because I didn't want to be there, but because I had my own reasons that I couldn't explain to her or anyone else at the time. She was furious, and this fury, this anger, consumed her so completely that she didn't seem to care about anything or anyone else around her. She was completely out of control. At the wedding, she apparently raged at everyone. I wasn't there to witness it firsthand, but from what I've gathered, it was a scene that could have been taken straight out of a melodramatic movie. She yelled at the guests, throwing insults and accusations around like they were nothing. What struck me the most was that this was happening at her own wedding, a day that was supposed to be special, a day meant to mark a new beginning. Yet instead of joy at the celebration, it became a day of anger and bitterness. What had driven her to that point, I'm still unsure, but the damage was done. Everyone who was present at that event saw her in that state, and because of her behavior, no one wanted to be near her anymore. No one wanted to interact with her, to comfort her, to support her. The very people who could have been there for her in her time of need were pushed away by her actions. It's not easy to think about how much she alienated herself from everyone. I can't help but wonder what might have been if she had kept her anger in check, if she had tried to understand the reasons why I, and perhaps others, couldn't be there. Could things have turned out differently? It's hard to say, but the fact remains that she made the choice to act the way she did, and the consequences of those actions were severe. Now when I think about it, even if she were to ask for help today, no one would be there for her. It's not just a matter of people not caring, it's more than that. It's the fact that the people she had alienated would be too afraid to get close to her again. They would keep their distance because they remembered what she had done. People don't forget the way someone treats them, especially when they've been humiliated or disrespected in front of others. She's created a wall between herself and the world, and no matter how much she might regret her actions now, it's too late to take them back. The bridge has been burned. Mommy, I fear, will have to live out the rest of her life in solitude. She might try to reach out, try to make amends, but the reality is that it's very unlikely anyone will be there to accept her. It's a sad fate, but one that is often the result of people's own choices. I hope she finds some kind of peace in her life, but I also understand that peace doesn't come easily when you've alienated everyone around you. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, my life has taken a different path. While Mommy's relationships fell apart, I've been doing my best to maintain the connections that are important to me, despite all the difficulties. It's not perfect, it's not easy, but I've been trying, and that's all I can do. I try to visit my mother from time to time, especially when she's in the hospital. I know that her health isn't what it used to be, and I want to make sure that I'm there for her, even if it's just for a few hours here and there. Sometimes it feels like the visits are too short, but I do what I can. I don't want to regret not being there for her when I had the chance. I also make time to meet my father. Our relationship has always been complicated, and though we've had our differences, he is still my father. I can't just shut him out of my life completely. No matter what's happened between us, I know he's made mistakes, as I have, but there's a part of me that still believes in the possibility of reconciling, of moving forward in a way that allows us both to find some peace. It's hard sometimes, especially when I think about the distance that's grown between us. There's so much history, so many things that haven't been said, so many unresolved issues. But I try not to let those things weigh too heavily on me. I focus on what's in front of me right now, and that's my family, my mother and father. Even though they're not together anymore, they're still family, and I still care about them, even if I can't always show it in the way that I want to. I suppose the reason I continue to visit them and maintain these relationships is because, well, despite everything, they're still my parents. They're the people who raised me, the people who gave me life, and even though we may not always get along, I believe that deep down we still want the best for each other. I want them to be happy just as I want to be happy. And that's the thing, isn't it? Even when things are difficult, even when family dynamics are complicated and strained, there's always that underlying bond. That connection that can't be broken, even if it feels fragile at times. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I do know that I want to keep that connection intact. I want to keep the door open in case we can heal the wounds that have been left behind. When I think about Mommy, I can't help but feel a sense of sadness. Her path is a lonely one, and it's hard to imagine her ever finding a way back from the isolation she's created. But I also know that people can change, they can grow, they can learn from their mistakes. Maybe Mommy will one day find a way to rebuild her life, to find happiness on her own terms. Maybe she'll find a way to reconnect with the people she's lost. But for now, she has to face the consequences of her actions, and those consequences are not easy to bear. As for me, I'll continue to visit with my parents. I'll continue to do what I can to make sure they're okay, and I'll keep wishing for their happiness, even if it's not always easy. In the end, I think it's about trying to do the right thing, even when it feels hard, even when the world around you seems to be falling apart. I don't know where life will take me next, but I know that I'm not going to let the past define me. I won't let the mistakes of others or even my own mistakes stop me from moving forward. There's always a chance for redemption, for growth, and for healing, and I'll keep holding on to that hope because without it, what's left? I often wonder how things might have been different for Mommy if she had made different choices. If she had chosen to be more understanding, more patient with the people around her, would things have turned out better for her? Or perhaps, despite her actions, she would have faced the same outcome because life is unpredictable. It's hard to say for sure, but I can't help but feel a sense of melancholy when I think about what she could have had she taken a different path. In the grand scheme of things, our lives are shaped by the choices we make, and sometimes those choices lead us to places we never imagined. It's a reminder that while we can't control everything, we can control how we respond to situations. We can choose how to treat the people around us, and that choice will have a lasting impact. Maybe it's a bit too late for Mommy, but I can't help but hold on to the belief that there is always a chance to rebuild, to start over, even if it's difficult. People change and situations change. It may not happen in the way we expect, but life has a funny way of surprising us. I'll keep doing my best to make sure my family knows that I am there for them, even if I'm not always perfect in how I show it. Sometimes being present is enough, and I hope that my parents know that they are not alone. Even though our family isn't what it used to be, I believe that there's hope for all of us, and that's something worth holding on to. Reflecting on the paths that both Mommy and I have taken, it's impossible to avoid wondering about what could have been. Life has a strange way of testing us, pushing us into directions that feel inevitable at the time, but may, in hindsight, seem so avoidable. I think back to the years before everything started unraveling for Mommy. Back then, we had a semblance of normalcy. At least, that's how it seemed. Her marriage seemed like it had potential. She had a husband who cared for her, and although their relationship was far from perfect, it seemed like they could have made it work. But then one thing led to another, and everything began to fall apart. The cracks in their relationship became too wide to ignore, and instead of trying to repair them, they grew deeper. I can't help but think that a lot of her anger and frustration stemmed from a sense of helplessness, a feeling that she had been abandoned by everyone around her. The way she reacted, though, it was as if she had decided that no one could be trusted anymore. She shut herself off from everyone, including me. We were once close, and I would have liked to think that I could have been there for her if she had reached out to me, but she never did. She chose to push everyone away. Maybe it was because she didn't want to appear weak, or maybe it was because she didn't believe anyone could truly understand what she was going through. Either way, she isolated herself, and that's when things started to spiral. Now it's painful to realize that her life is so different from mine. I've been fortunate in many ways. Despite all the challenges that life has thrown my way, I've had a support system. I have family that may not always agree with me, but at the end of the day, they're still there for me. We may not always communicate in the way I wish we did, but the bond is there. That's something I can't take for granted, especially now that I see the consequences of someone who doesn't have that support. I wonder, had Mommy not pushed everyone away, could she have had the kind of life I have now? Could she have found the strength to heal? It's a difficult thought process because the reality is that things don't always turn out the way we want them to. Sometimes, no matter how much we hope for a better outcome, things just don't change. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.